Hello, I'm Intuitive Empress. Thank you for coming to the table to be nourished by the spiritual food that is being served for you on today. This is not my typical message. As you will see in the description, this is my evaluation of the movie Straw. I saw a lot of people who had it. Now, actually, because of their reviews, I wasn't going to actually watch the film. I'm like, okay. People came from a spiritual aspect of what revelation they got from it. I'm not going to speak anything about that. People came from how black men were portrayed in the film. People came from black women in the film. I'm going to come from what God has given me about it. I'm going to let you know now, any comments about this, my evaluation that is negative, I'm warning you now. Scroll past, because I'm going to delete it. I'm just going to let you know now, okay? So, there will be spoilers for people who have not watched it. So, if you plan to see it on Netflix, please scroll by, okay? This, I'm going to say in the beginning, this was an excellent film. It was excellently put together. The actors were excellent. So I will say to Tyler Perry, well done. I'm here because I'm like, when I saw the reviews and everything like that, I was like, people missed the point of what Mr. Perry was trying to say. Okay? I watched that film. And yes, I have had my traumas and everything like that I have actually to answer the people who want to come in and say, oh, you need to see a therapist. I did, and I got healed from it. And so this is why I see it from a different lens. Okay? This was about a single mother who was raising her child and was going through all kinds of things, working 2 jobs. The child had a sickness. It hit me because the child had seizures, was a preemie and had seizures. I was a preemie and I had seizures too, was on medication and everything like that. And it went through a series of unfortunate events that happen in life. And everyone can go through that when it seems like one thing goes wrong, the first domino is hit and now you have a domino effect of things happening. And this woman wanted her check so she can get food for her child during the school times. Because you have to pay for meals now. When I was coming up, meals was free for everyone until I got to junior high school. That's a story for another day. But she was trying to get that. She was trying to pay the rent because she had an eviction notice. But this was a good person. There was a homeless guy that was out there that she would give spare change to, even though she could not afford to give anything, honestly. But she gave in spite of, because she was a good person. So in a series of events, she ended up in a bank trying to get her check cashed. There was all kinds of assumptions going on in that situation. And people tend to assume a lot of things about people and their situations and their intent. People even tend to look down on people who don't have as much as they do. There was a scene where a veteran was like, oh, your generation is lazy and, you know, we fought for you to have the things that you have, not knowing that this woman was working 2 jobs and doing the best that she had. People will do that. I've had that in my life. People assume certain things about me. For that situations or those situations, when there's people like that where they have assumptions, you can't find any help, not from family, not from friends, because they have this assumption about you. The thing that rang for me was when the police officer, played by Tiana Taylor, said to her, number one, told her her story. It was like basically letting her know, I understand. And she said, I see you and I hear you. A lot of times you do have people who go through the same things as you, but they don't see you or hear you. They'll make assumptions, I made it out of it, not thinking about how they made it out. That God allowed them to come out of certain things and they have no compassion. You had the bank teller that even after things were explained, she was so hard and callous to the point that even the old lady was in there was like, you heard everything she went through. What's going on may not be right, but you have no sympathy or empathy. You are not a good person. And you have a lot of people who will claim that they are good people, but have no compassion for their fellow mankind, for the suffering of anybody else. All they do is think about themselves. And the Bible said that in the last days you will have people who are lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. Because when you have God, you have love, you have a compassion for your fellow man, right? All this woman ever wanted was some support and some understanding. And she got that from the female officer. And she got it from the bank manager who was played by Spencer. Is her last name. Octavia Spencer. There you go. And she walked out. She said, I'm there for you and everything. And come to find out, by the end of the movie, she had already known what happened with this young lady and her child. I was sitting there because even when she was, okay, we're going to keep her calm and this, and I'm like, wow, you know, even with all of that, she was so understanding. She stopped the tellers from doing different things and things like that. She walked out at one point and came back in. They was like, no, don't go back in there. She was in there for that woman because she knew. She saw her with her child. Me being someone who has lost babies and everything like that, I found myself in a position where people, even that did say they had them, had no compassion at all. It was the reason that pushed me to a therapist, because I was like, I need somebody who don't have any judgments of me so I can heal from this. So I can go on, because there was no help. And I find that I probably have some family members that watch this. That's why I said I don't care what comments you give. If they are negative, I am going to 86 those comments. Okay? This is what gave me even what I do, because I have a lot of people who got a lot of things to say. People, oh, you touched my life, and that's wonderful, and that's what I'm there for. But people who will tell me I'm going to hell and all of this stuff. Number one, everybody's ministry is different. And everybody is sent to a certain group of people and in certain spaces that other people can't go because they don't understand. And I'm in there, and I've told my people, I hear you, I see you. God hears you and he sees you. And I give what God tells me to give people. Point blank, period. So even with my messages and people are saying whatever it is they're saying, baby, then it's not for you. Keep scrolling on. But there are people that need to know that they have a voice, and that voice is heard. That was the point of that. Even when she was trying to explain what was going on to the police officer that ran her off the road, he decided that he wanted to make a threat, which was made the situation at the bank the way it was, because she was afraid to come out because this person had threatened her very life. This next time I see you, I'm going to find a legal way to take you out of here. Now, again, I'm not here to speak on society. I'm here to speak on the premise of the movie. And what people are missing is that there is time to have compassion and empathy, to look past your situation, to have compassion for someone else. Okay? We are here together. We are a community together. We're in this world together. And the Bible says that you are supposed to love your neighbor like you do your own flesh. In that movie, you had 2 people who did that for that young lady. And it saved her life. They had to convince other people to have that compassion. And people would tell me, oh, you're too nice, you're too nice. I'm really not. I'm really not. Because I know what it's like to not have anybody. To be on the brink. Here, physically, emotionally, and have nobody care. Even when you open up and you provide the key to what's going on to you, you'll have people brush you off like it's nothing. People that will tell you, well, that's life. And if it wasn't for God in my life and him taking the steps that he did, and I know it had a lot to do with the calling that I have and the fact that I would reach so many. I even have people who are upset that I reach the people that I reach, that I have so many people in my lives. And they sit there and try to sabotage it, not knowing, I'll say, that it is a work from the Most High God. Because they see it as a threat, because they are uneducated, or they have the education that they have from wherever they got it from. So again, I will say bravo to Tyler Perry, and that there are so many people who missed what he was trying to convey in that meeting, that you have in that movie, that you have so many people who are on the brink of snapping that final straw that breaks the camel's back in people. That final straw. And she was already broken. People didn't even know. Going off of muscle memory. And I have been there. At the job. And people were just doing whatever, lying, making up stuff, being very harsh, and everything like that. No compassion at all. None. They're thinking about how they can step up on you to get promotions or get you out of the way because you shine, and they want to be the one that shines. In your family, they're making assumptions and everything like that, and this, that, and the third, and you can't even talk to your family about what you go through. Because for many of you all, and I will say us all, you are the one that people go through when they have things. But when things are going well, they don't want to talk to you. You try to talk to them about stuff, and oh, they're so busy, they got to go. Same with friends, or so-called friends. And it could lead to disastrous outcomes. It truly can. That was the premise of that movie. So when you're going and talking about, oh, he always does things for women and the black man not being there, well, baby, that's life. You have a lot that are not there. A lot that leaves women by themselves. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. They want to talk about, oh, how the father wasn't there. And like she said, you got to be careful who you have children with. That is the truest thing. Because you have many women who had children with the wrong person. That's what folk wanted to focus on instead of looking at the premise of the movie. Look at the premise of the movie. And if it hit you, maybe you need to change how you're doing things. Maybe you should take care of your children if you have children as a man. Doesn't mean you have to be with that woman, but at least take the financial burden off. I know people who have skated child support, health insurance for their children, buying clothes, food, diapers, and everything like that with all kinds of excuses. Some were people I knew that were friends, and I would try to say certain things. Because it's the same thing. I didn't have a dad that was there. I knew of him. And when he passed, I made sure he had the proper funeral. I had people upset about me, that in my family, they still upset to the day. Because I did what I was supposed to do as a daughter. My job was done. I honored my father and my mother. I worked that out in therapy too. Just for those who be like, oh, you need to work on your traumas and go to a therapist. Have done. Worked it out. But it doesn't mean that I don't have a perspective on things. Because I do. Because therapy will give you a perspective. Help you work through things and traumas. And it's not just for me. It is to help other people who are going through it. Well, that is my evaluation of straw. Not going to keep you long. I actually wanted it to be 15 minutes. We are over that. But that is my evaluation, and I'm going to put it up on all my social media platforms. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. And I wish you the best. Please do like, comment, subscribe, share. Like I said, no negative comments. I will be taking them down. Just letting you know in advance. Love you so much. Bye.